Hey, Stoney here with another game of Mechabellum, and this time we are looking at another fight of the Titans between GCU and SaraTzch. Alright, looking at the board, it seems like GCU is winning this round. We're currently at round 2, so I popped in just a little bit late, but I think we can still expect a wonderful game ahead of us. GCU is running Wasps, and he is a aerial specialist, so he's got a slightly beefier and slightly more damaged Wasps. Sara is running a Rhino specialist, so a huge power spike on turn 4. The Wraith gets picked. Interesting choice. I think usually when I play aerial, I don't pick aerial free units, simply because I can unlock them for free, so I guess GCU really wanted that Wraith for this side of the board. Looking at the units here, I think, so GCU is going with the Assault Marksman, and Sara is trying to counter it with the Electromag Arc Lights. I haven't seen Electromag Arc Lights in a very long time, but it is definitely interesting to see. Yeah, so we got almost one Arc Light per Assault Marksman. And this could be very interesting because the Arc Lights actually is pretty good at chaff clearing as well. So essentially hit the chaff and then do one shot on the Assault Marksman. And because Assault Marksmen tend to run so forward, so that one single disabling shot is going to make them extremely vulnerable to the incoming fire. And as you can see on the right hand side, right, just a pack of fangs was able to take down that single marksman, and that would not have happened if the marksman stayed in the assault mode. All right, GCU is still taking tower, and with air units left, I think he is going to take this particular round as well. Let's see how Sara responds. Okay, so we're going to round 4. Round 4, we're looking at a few unit cards. Smart Marksman is interesting. I'm surprised that GCU didn't take Smart Marksman as he is going with Assault Marksman, but instead took the Anti-Interference module. I think that item might go on to one of these Assault Marksmen so that it cannot be debuffed and it cannot be electromagged. For Sara, she took the redeployment, which is a insanely high value card. Most of the new players don't take that, but as you climb up in on the ladder and get more MMR, you notice sometimes it's just the ability to make one unit slightly more efficient at no cost is a huge benefit. Like imagine this, right? For example, maybe some of these chaff right now is not being optimally placed. Maybe this crawler is coming in a little too slow, allowing these tanks to take damage. Having the redeployment and just making minor suggestions and making these units work better together is a huge point. All right, on GCU side, we're adding more units. So we have a chaff clear option here with these Wraith. Sara is also bulking up on this side as well with the level 2 Rhino with a Marksman, and of course the Arc Light with the Electromag. Wow, so this is actually a huge turn of events as the GCU's army is not able to take down Sara's army. I think primarily is due to the fact that they kept being electromagged, and once the Marksman gets electromag, they just become such a weak unit, especially at the front lines. They have very little HP, so they can be shot down very quickly. All right, Nano Repair Kit was insta-picked by Sara. I think this is something that she can add either on the Rhino. Yep, she did add on the Rhino. She can also add it to the Wraith if she doesn't want to spend the extra money for field maintenance. Aerial spec is added to the Marksman just to deal with the Wraith problem. And what would GCU do? There is a Rhino drop from this card. But I think with GCU right now, he has a bit of a chaff clearing problem. There's a lot of units that's coming out this way that they cannot effectively clear. And especially now that these marksmen are essentially going to be reverted back to their original state by these arc lights, there's very little chaff clear, allowing a lot of Sarah's units to continue hitting on the damage dealers instead of dealing with the chaff. All right, GCU added one Overlord, presumably to deal with the level 2 Wraith over here with the degen beam. And also, perhaps down the road, he wants to go Photon, covering this entire cluster. Still no answer on the other side. I think the combination of these cluster of units will do pretty well. There is a Wasp line coming in. However, both sides are being guarded by sentry missiles, so I don't think these Wasps would do much. Okay, so the right-hand side has fallen, and that was a strong side. Sarah has been continuously to add units to improve that position. And with the tower gone, it is the round will go to Sarah. All right, so Sarah now has tempo, and the ball is at GCU's court. What would he do? Portable shield got insta-picked. And it was insta-picked by both sides. So for Sarah, he put it on the set of sledgehammers. And for GCU, he's still holding on to it. Not sure. All right, so Photon is added on the boats. And there are more boats on this side as well. Wasp gets moved to the center of the map because there's no anti-air whatsoever. However, there are a few missiles. So to combat that, the shield is added to this level 2 squad of Wasps. Okay. A flank is coming in from behind. GCU had to guess which tower to upgrade, and he chose the correct one. And unfortunately here, right in the middle, Sarah fixed his weakness by adding another Wraith to defend. So these Wasps are not going to do too much. Definitely not going to get tower. It's a very good read from Sarah, recognizing the weakness on this board and answering to it properly. The side is still doing great. I mean, now, of course, we have Photon on the units, so the units should have a bit more staying power, and of course, not being debuffed by the degen beam. Unfortunately, on the left-hand side, the GCU's army is falling. The good thing he got the Wraith, which means the units will have a bit more, will stay on a bit longer. However, I don't believe there's enough unit for GCU to win this round. All right, and that's round 6 to Sarah. Steel balls got insta-picked. And for Sarah, steel balls is not a terrible idea. Yep. Gets the steel balls. It's going to provide a lot of additional damage. I love watching these type of games because for me, usually at this stage or at round 7, I'm contemplating about a giant. But these high-level players continue to play just medium to small-size units because they know that these units add more value and offers less weakness for the opponent to exploit. Because if, let's say, if you did choose Fortresses, which is a card offered in this game, They can be easily brought down with these sets of steel balls. So that is a bit of a gamble, right? That both sides will have to take. If you don't go on giants, and your opponent does, and the giants gets level, and they tend to scale a lot faster than smaller units. But if you prevent them from ever leveling up, then you're in a much better position. And that's what these players are banking on. They're banking on the opponent to get maybe a giant. And in this case, they would choose the steel balls to stop them from leveling up. Okay. So steel balls have different tech. So for GCU, he did put steel balls. He did put suck on the steel ball, so allowing the steel ball to regen as they're attacking the units. They are quite effective because under photon, the units from Sarah's side don't actually do a whole lot of damage. So with suck, these steel balls get to survive for a very long time. I think most of the steel balls, maybe with the exception of one squad, actually survive till the very end. And this is a huge damage. Oh my god. That is a one turn KO. Wow. I hope you enjoyed this game, and I hope to see you on the next one.